Hey everyone, and welcome to the MTG Painful Truth Podcast. This is episode number 75. We're back on video. I'm Spur Wagner. I'm the host, along with Cole Kirkman. Cole, it is a little chilly today.
Weird for Texas. I hate it. I don't actually. I love the cold. The cold is so nice.
Yeah, I have if you're watching on video, I have my little warm blankie. It's moderately played.
Is this the Dallas Stars blanket?
No, that's actually I put it down. It's out. Oh, you can see Oz right there.
There he is.
He's laying on it, and Rogue, he's off camera. He's like right here for those watching on video. This is great for audio platforms, but the kitties are behind me. We're going to trust that they're going to be good. I don't have too much trust that that's going to be the case, but
The girls are in their beds with we have like a little heater in the living room, so they're all chilling in there.
Yeah. So this week, Cole, we have a lot to talk about, or two things, but they're big. They're big, and one's really big. It's a BNR. We had that. We definitely wanted to do a podcast to talk about the BNR announcement. This is a pretty heavily anticipated one.
It's been
anticipated. We've been ready.
Yeah, everybody has been patiently waiting for this.
Yeah,
overdue ban list.
Right. There's so many people that are like, oh, they have to take action. They have to take action. Soon they'll take action. And Wizards, probably to their discredit, they were like, nope, November 10th. We pushed the deadline up for our reasons. We're sticking to it. And I knew just based on that language that they were just going to stick to it. And so we had this whole standard season that was just
miserable.
Just all BB Cauldron. And
we had, and we had I mean, just to show you, like, it fell off so hard near the end. Like once the like the competitive players got their invites, like that was it. Like the RCQ circuit fell so hard.
Right. So we'll dive into that, the BNR, and I guess loosely we'll talk about the end of the standard season, because as of this recording, we're kind of in a lull until, I guess, this weekend is the new release gets out, but I think the following weekend is the start of the RC season, the new one. A week going back to standard, but we'll talk about that. But first, we're going to talk about our recent trip to Houston and how that went. So I guess first I'll talk about my weekend, because I didn't do the main event. I went through LCQ Hell, didn't work out too well for me and stuff like that. But I just played Amy the Titan, kind of
Amy shit.
It was the best deck. It was the only other deck I would have played.
I mean, Jeskai Blink won the event, right?
Yeah, Jeskai Blink won. That was kind of a Blink variance was like the most.
Well, I mean, that was like the weekend for it. Like it was like brand new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, there were like some Blink decks that were.
Well, the thing I'm thinking of, I mean, is like Riddler Blink decks for like.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody's like, if you play Ephemerate, why not just shove a Quantum Riddler in your deck? You'll be great.
Right. Right. And Goro's Vengeance was doing that as well. They had Ephemerates and Consigns to stop the Exile trigger and stuff like that. And then Jeskai Blink was the winning deck. But yeah, just to quickly go over I did a few LCQs. The only I made it to the third round once, and that was the round where I got a game 1 loss, because it was my fault, but they were doing announcements, but they didn't continue to do announcements for stuff, and so the round 3 started. I was like 4 minutes late, and I got a game 1 loss, and I lost to a pretty good matchup. Prowess. I just lost the game 1, which was already down in games, and I was on like 5 minutes. Just kept a bad hand. I was on tilt and whatever. Didn't really do too well outside of that, and I think it went 4-2 in the side event on the next day. Didn't shake out.
I mean, you did, yeah. I mean, I think you played you lost to the Mirror, right?
I won and lost to the Mirror in that tournament, and I'm pretty sure it's been a few weeks, and like Gruul Ponza just like straight from the 2019
metagame,
that that got me, including Magus the Moon. I'm like, Jesus Christ, if it wasn't bad enough that Blood Moons were part of the problem. Anyway, played that and then just did side events, stuff like that, but didn't work out too well for me. For to out people outside of UCole, Nick Tardif, he made we had an Airbnb and Nick Tardif, he made day two. I think he was the only person who actually made day two in the house in our pod. Pretty sure about that. Yeah, just not stellar weekend outside of Nick, who did pretty well, and that's all I can think of. But Cole, your weekend was a little up and down. You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, I mean, I did some LCQs to try to figure out what I was going to play, and every deck I did. Well, I did Grixis Reanimator one time, and then I did Storm the other times, and it just it was so bad. Like I would be storming off, and then be one spell short of killing my opponent, and then I die, or I'd play against Affinity, and they would go 3 Tormod script on turn 1, and I'm like, oh well, okay, guess only so much you can do about that. And so I panicked, and thankfully for Brett and John, they talked about the cliff and told me just play Storm, whatever. We decided on a Storm list. I played it, went undefeated until it was like the 5th round, and I played against Nick. Or no, it couldn't have been. Well,
you were 5-1.
Yeah, it was the 5th. Well, it was the 5th round because I played against Belcher, and I knew that was going to be terrible. He 2-0'd me, wasn't even close. Just absolutely rocked my shit.
Yeah,
humbled the shit out of me to say. And then I played against Eldrazi, 2-0'd it. And then I played against Nick in the 1-in for day 2. Nick beats me. And then I play against Solano in the next round, and he beats me on Affinity with like the craziest game 3 hand ever. It's like 6 counter spells, and then
he also had Emery and Tormod script, so you just never really had a window to do anything.
Well, more it was Emery and Bobble. He drew 7 cards.
Yeah, or you had Tormod script already just there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I played against the guy that topped 8 the Aether Drift Pro Tour on Boros, and he had a 1 of fucking Static Prison in his main, and I see his list. I'm like, all right, and I mulled a 5, and my 5 can 1 on turn 3, and I'm like, all right, well, fuck it, I'm keeping it. He's got 1 Static Prison. It's not even Ral, it's Ruby. And I go turn 2 Ruby, and he goes turn 2 Static Prison plus Guide of Souls or whatever, and I'm like, oh, fucking course you have it.
Yeah.
And then game 3 mulled a 5 again, and he just goes turn. His hands were insane. It was turn 1 Ragavan, turn 2 3 3 1-drops that put a 10 a 2-turn clock, and I was like, what do I do? There's nothing I can do about this.
Right. Yeah.
So I missed out. That sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you faced some really hard competition those last 3 rounds. Tardif he was playing Boros Energy. He had a really good. I didn't watch it, but I know just kind of from hearing that he play. He's a strong player, obviously, and he beat you. And then Solano, I watched that game, and that looked really rough. And then against Boros Energy, just a guy who had Moxfield on his shirt. And I was it was okay, this guy is. That's going to be a legit team. Moxfield is such a a big ad, or maybe heavy. Or they had Moxfield heavy play. He had some advertisements on him. I'm like, okay, that's a little scary. We have Interlude, which is a great. We love them, but it's a little less prestigious than those. So that was unfortunate. And then I guess there's. I mean, I bought a little swag, not really too much. Playmat, something. But
I bought a cool playmat that I had to use that day because I forgot my playmat, so I had to buy one from Mr. Post, and it was pretty cool. I liked it. I'm gonna use it again. It was a cool playmat.
Yeah, I have a abundance of playmats, but I like the one I got. It was I guess I'm apparently a little particular with playmats, and I forgot the artist, but he had art that I really, really liked, and I decided to buy it from him. I really like it. Just a lot of stuff just wasn't my jam, but anyway. And then we ran into each other at Bucky's on the way back, which was kind
We
of
did,
funny.
yeah.
Um, I went to do I get my sunflower seeds. These actually, if you're watching video, just the South 40 sunflower seeds. That's kind of hard to find because wanted to go to Bucky's, but it was funny that my car and your car just showed up at the same time, and we got
Yeah.
to interact with each other real quickly. Um, but yeah, that was it. Just not exciting. It was still a lot of fun, but just nothing to show for it, unfortunately for the good guys. So
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, I am glad that I got to play Storm before, Storm has secretly come out to become, the better deck nowadays.
I think also Titan. I guess to jump into Modern real quick, Titan has been like a good deck for a while. So it's easy to kind of talk yourself into Ruby Storm as a good deck. I don't think you played it in your 9 rounds though, did you?
What, against Titan?
Yeah.
No, I played against Eldrazi a lot.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that
Yeah.
that was why I signed up for the deck. Was I set against Etron, I think 2 to 3 times, and
Yeah.
I mean, really, the crazy thing was my round 1 was control, and
Mhm.
I somehow cheated that win, and that was like the high of my day. Was he hands me his deck list, so yeah, like we're literally sitting there, and Evie is with me, and I'm like, yeah, like Evie let me borrow their playmats. I'm like, okay, thank you, and I was like, it's okay, I'll find you super fast because like it's not gonna take long. Well, funny enough, my opponent's behind me. And he's like, oh, don't say that. It'll probably take a while. And I'm like, oh, haha, I wonder why he says that. And he sits across me. He's like, I'm just going to show you that I have Kira. And I go, fuck my ass. I'm like, no fucking way that he's just on control round 1. I was like, no, there's just no way. I was like, he's fucking with me. Nope, lo and behold, he hands me his deck list. I see the 4 Orum's chance. And I go, all right, well, I'm going to start this event 0-1.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically like game 1, I at some point was like, fuck it, I'm going for it. And he just didn't have a response. And he just goes, yeah, you know what, I'm dead. And I was like, holy shit. And then game 2, I just kind of like burn him out of stuff. And I just kind of cheesed the win that way.
Mm-hmm.
He like counters a bunch of stuff. He surgicals with Pyretic Ritual. I eventually just get to wish for Empty the Warrens. By the way, Empty the Warrens killed a lot of people that day.
I know. Yeah. I forgot.
Good on that card. Honestly, I'm very proud that Empty the Warrens was able to slay human beings.
I don't remember if I asked you at the time, but it's something I would have thought of was that versus the stupid dragon that we hate.
Every time that I played Empty the Warrens is because I had just enough mana to play Empty the Warrens.
I figured that comes up considerably more often than that, where it's like I have just enough to spit out all these goblin tokens.
Yeah, like dumbass dragon would have costed way too much mana.
Yeah,
would have not been able to do it. I will say, card that did the Lord's work, Untimely Malfunction, was very good.
That was did we buy copies
I bought
before?
foils there.
Yeah.
I literally we decide on the deck list after the LCQs. Like John and Brent are sitting with me, and they're like, "All right, well, why don't you try this and this?" I was like, "All right, let's do it." And so we're sitting there, and I'm like, "Oh, I need untimelies," and Brent's like, "Well, I have non-foils," and I was like, "Well, that's just not going to do." So I
don't want your peasant cards. Yeah.
Well, I'm like, all right, well, let me run around and see if I can find some. And Evie's like, there's no way that any of these vendors is going to have a foil. And I tell Evie, I'm like, you don't understand that the foil for that card is like $7.
Mm-hmm.
And lo and behold, there's a bunch of people that have foils of that card because it's a $7 foil that's heavily played in Modern right now. So I managed to get some. It came up a lot.
Yeah.
I remember telling you that I had a misplay where I could have like done something cool with it.
Yeah. I remember that.
But I used it I didn't use it as a shadow. I like Valakut Awakening instead. It didn't matter. But card actually like came up a lot. I'm very happy with it. I am super excited about Modern. Modern looked like it was fun.
Yeah.
It just sucks that I don't know when the next time we're going to be able to play it in this existence.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think Avatar is going to change anything, Yeah. But you never know. And then it's like, well, we have a standard season right now that's about to come up for RCQs, so that'll go till what's the next set? Lorwyn?
Yes, that's the next one. That'll give us the rest of the shocks.
Yeah,
We
so
know that. That'll do that.
well, so that'll go to Lorwyn, and then it's like, okay, well, so we go all the way to Lorwyn, and then what if the next season's Pioneer? Which, when we talk about the bannings, Brent,
Mm-hmm.
they did ban a card in Pioneer,
Yeah.
which I am stunned by.
Thought I forgot about it.
I genuinely did. I would have pegged money that they were not going to fucking touch that format, but they did.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of how I used to win. I'm more excited to talk about bans.
Yeah. Okay. So let's jump into it. We'll do. I'm not going to go over some of the arena only, like historic and brawl. There were a lot of
were there
cards. Yeah, like Force Negation, Frantic Search, Mystical Tutor, Entomb, and Dark Depths in historic were banned. Brawl had Strip Mine, Mana Drain, Chrome Mox, and Ancient Tomb. Like they were banned, but they're not. To me, they're not real.
No, that's not real.
They're not real formats.
To all our arena players,
Pauper and Legacy are to me more real formats. So
I mean, Pauper is real, very real.
yeah. Pauper's like
there are a lot of people that like Pauper, but Pauper didn't get any bans, right? Oh, it did have a ban.
Yeah, it did have a ban. So so let me go through the list real quick. The article, the link will be in the show notes. So if you want to read it yourself, I'm not going to read the article unless it's relevant to our talking point, but I don't care to. Standard,
don't care to.
Standard, we have VV Ornithir.
What?
Is out.
Oh my god! No way!
I just bought them.
Hold up, Brent. No, wait, Brent. No, there's no Brent. Hold up. There's no.
Are you gonna have extreme reactions to every card,
Brent? But Brent, there's no way that they would have banned it. I bought one.
I put it in Storm. It's really good there.
I still have those two fucking alt heart foils. I still own those.
Why?
They're so cheap now. I can't sell them.
So Vivi's gone.
While you're talking, I'm gonna look them up, and then you're gonna hear me groan.
Okay, Screaming Nemesis also banned, and Prof's Eidetic Memory is banned also. Pioneer,
Idyllic,
like you said, Heartfire Hero is banned. Modern, there are no changes, and I do want to talk about that. Legacy Entomb is banned, and Nadu Winged Wisdom is also banned, and Pauper High Tide is banned.
Oh, they're down $40. Continue.
So that's the paper bans. If I didn't mention the formats because there were no changes, but no, you know that or you don't care about that. So let's just start talking. I guess Pioneer's the shortest one, so I kind of talked about that.
I mean, just to cut through it real quick because there's not much to say about Pioneer, right? I am curious. Yeah. Like it does surprise me. I'm just gonna real quick because I know Pioneer doesn't see a lot of play, but I'm gonna check something.
Do you want the link to?
No, I don't care about that. I'm checking something else.
Oh, excuse me.
No. There we go. I am curious that it was just the mouse that got banned. I'm surprised they didn't touch Phoenix. Oh, but it doesn't look like Phoenix has been doing too well. I guess Reg has been better.
I think it has been.
Okay, I'm looking at the format. Yeah, it does look like Red's been better than Phoenix right now. Okay, all right.
That was I joked that was me who kind of isn't engaged too much with Pioneer. I've heard that Red is
well. You and everybody else.
Yeah, there's been no reason to like play. I do seldomly. If I'm chasing achievements, I'll probably play the Scape Shift, the Pioneer Scape Shift deck, which I think is probably exactly what I would want to play in paper because it's just the it's the Titan.
It is
roots.
Cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool as hell, and it's so much like Titan. So anyway, but Heartfire Hero is banned, and they kind of talked about the format a little bit, and made me glad that they are paying attention, and gave us some focus.
At least they did something.
Because I would have said safely that they're not going to do anything because it hasn't been a relevant format, but they actually have been looking at data and said, tried to figure something out, and Heartfire Hero was the card they decided to ban. I don't have strong takes if that's the right card, if it should have been Screaming Nemesis or anything like that. One of the things that we brought up, because
I have been talking to a lot of people, and a lot of people talk about selling out of Pioneer,
Yep.
obviously, because like we don't know when we're going to see it again. And even then, it's pretty easy to buy back in because Pioneer just turns into Standard.
Yeah.
And that's actually one of the things is the mouse deck just got banned out of Standard and moved directly into Pioneer.
Mm-hmm.
So it is interesting that the ban was another mouse card
Yes. Yeah.
because it was Challenger, right?
No, it's Hardfire Hero.
Oh, the little idiot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the other standard red cards like Monstrous Rage is still legal. Screaming Nemesis is still legal. In red.
Yeah,
And
but
you
I feel
also
like there's probably just better white removal in Pioneer. But you still have like
yeah
binding and stuff for
yeah
like if that's their turn 3 play, depending on what deck you're playing, you probably have an answer for that.
yeah
It's more so like turn 1 Hardfire Hero, turn 2 Thing plus Monstrous Rage. Like I remember that killing people when we were playing in DC.
mm-hmm.
Where it was like turn 1 Hardfire Hero, turn 2 Monstrous Rage, scam it at you, and it was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
That's basically a kill. Basically, yeah, that's true. It's I think some people still do incorporate that that kind of like the sacrifice W kind of strategy too.
Yeah,
I think a little
bit. Adventure guy.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, yeah, the black. It's a black creature, but they have no way to cast it. But it's just the fling, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully we get Pioneer in 2026. I still have some confidence that it will happen. We don't have the RC information. I think people have said that Modern is the one that's up next. Like people have said confidently that it is, but I haven't seen any proof of it other than people saying it, which is not really proof, but I haven't seen it in writing, basically. But
I need proof.
Like Evie said it, I think just random people on Discord, and I would be like, "Hey, give me proof." I don't doubt you, but I want to see
the
it.
telephone thing of like some dude that wore a shirt said it, and everyone was like, "Oh, he's got to fucking mean it." There's no way this guy would lie to me.
It could easily be that, and I think there might have been some sort of focus or coordination to say if it's a Pioneer RC or like standard RC, it's going to go to standard Pro Tour. Like they're going to kind of keep that kind of that. I mean, I think
the thing that would make me say that Modern would be next is the fact that it's like the most popular format.
I would believe that, yeah.
Like that is why I would think, because I think doing back-to-back standard is awful.
Yeah.
I think if anything, this has proven it, because the problem that it has is you put this light on your format now. You're like, look at our format, it's so cool. And now it's like, because I think if the RCQ was Modern, you have EV sucks in standard, like it's really annoying, but I don't think anybody would have bitched as much.
No. And we saw turnout that was very, like, I think your store had approximately half.
Our store at least fired all of them, but
they did.
Yeah, there were people, like, we would get text messages of stores not firing at all.
Yeah,
and they'd be stores that had like pretty decent price support. Like the thing about Jacob, like Jacob went to Darkhound and he 5 more players.
Yeah, he posted Discord, hey, we need 5 people to fire. I was like, okay, there's no way that's happening.
He texted us and he got his invite, and that was a 2 slaughter.
A 2 slot, so 8 people, so just straight 3-round tournament bracket. 45 minutes, he just crushes people with mono red. He's like, okay, the deck is cracked or whatever.
He only had to win two games.
Yeah,
only 2 rounds. That's it.
Yeah, that might be. I don't,
and that's not even considering if there was like people blocking for other people.
Could be
that people had their invite and didn't care because it was like $20 entry. So who gives a shit? Like,
I think there was like literally no price support, which probably that. If you're blocking, it's kind of less incentive.
But it's a 2 slaughter.
It's a 2
like that. That's the thing that, see, if it was a 1 slaughter, I could be like, oh, no price support would kill it. It's a fucking 2 slaughter.
Right. And that store, that used to be a store that had like some of the highest turnout, but
yeah, they had like 50 people.
Yeah. I think they were one of the few tournaments that had 6 rounds. Normally RCQs are like 5 rounds.
They did it during the Pioneer season, I remember.
Yeah, and Modern season. That
was rough.
Yeah. Like Pioneer and Modern would have they would have the most turnout, but now recently they've only had 1 RCQ during a season, and they could do 3 people and 2 invites each time. Like they could.
Well, and the other problem that this creates too is like, okay, if you're a store like Darkhound and you were, because kits are expensive. It's like
I think they
300.
buy
It's like
kits too.
you have to. You can't run RC queues without them.
Oh, really? I thought some stores didn't have like. I'm talking about like the lanyard and the
No,
pins.
so you have to buy a kit.
The physical product kit or whatever it's called.
Well, no, so regardless, you buy a kit because that's how you get the promos.
Oh, sure. Okay.
But you can buy an upgraded kit, which comes with the pins, which we do.
Right.
And then, like, that is like an extra $300.
Right.
But the regular 3 kits is $300.
Okay. Gotcha. I don't even know the financials behind it, but.
Oh, I'm telling you. And that's why, but that's why I'm getting at, like, if you're a store like Darkhound, it's like, well, why, if it's not even going to fucking fire, why am I even bothering spending this? That's why Gen X doesn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why even bother doing this?
Right. Yeah, I think it's like, I'm sure stores just lose money firing RCQs.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, but I would say with some amount of confidence that that's usually the case. But I think your store, every dollar that goes in for prizes go right back out. So
yeah,
y'all just always lose money or whatever, just base
yeah,
or whatever. But your store is like a lot of people go to the store. Like you have a loyal, like I go to all of them, if I could help it. But anyway, what were we talking about? We're talking about Pioneer.
Yeah. I mean, we can go to standard now. I think we got everything.
Yeah, but I thought, I was thinking about Jacob. He won his invite, Jacob Dunlap. In 45 minutes, might be the quickest RCQ victory. And it might be one of the quickest ones of all time. I just thought it was funny. I have no way to prove that. There's no way we can look that up. But if you, I can't imagine anyone winning in shorter than 45 minutes. So, let's go into standard. So I guess it was the start. I'll just start from the top. VV, not surprising. We all knew it.
Yep.
Some chatter and I had interest that they would just ban the other card, the Cauldron, and have VV unbanned, but that's just a risky proposition.
Get out of here.
I want to play VV Prowess, which I did very quickly. I thought it was kind of fun. It was like a pure VV deck, where it's like you just play your ops or whatever and you get that mana back and whatever, but it's too risky, too scary, and just too powerful. So that's out. And also it took out Prof's Eidetic Memory. I want to talk about that one first because that was in the same deck. And I thought the deck would just go into the blue-red standard deck that just didn't play VV or Cauldron, which has been kind of floating around. And I thought that deck was still going to be really good, just like FOMO, Profs. And
so actually, I had made a mention before we started recording that like people were talking about that they couldn't trust Wizards R&D anymore. Mm-hmm. And I think that so they mentioned in their thing about the bans, they talk about that when they made Profs, they just were not thinking about any future cards that could be busted with it. And so they talk about in it, they talk about why they banned it was actually because of like FOMO and VV. And they're like, we didn't think about these future cards that could cause problems with this card.
Sure. Yeah.
Because to be fair, when Profs came out, no one gave a shit about that card.
Oh, it took a while for Phoenix to even play it, I think.
They played like a Pioneer or something. But like the fact that in standard you had like FOMO, right? Where you get to do the whole gimmick of attack, FOMO trigger, Profs trigger, put your thing on your thing, untap your guy, do it again. Because of how Profs is worded, like stuff like that. But it is a little disconcerting. I will agree with people that Wizards prints these cards and they're like not thinking because they do these sets in advance. These sets
they're like they may be even different teams in some cases too.
Yeah, but the fact that they're not talking to each other or stuff like that is just creating, especially like going back to what I said. Mm-hmm. With standard, you're putting the spotlight on your format. If you're going to run it as the RCQ thing, like it's going to be like you're forcing people to have to play this competitively. Mm-hmm. And so if you're, printing these busted things and just not thinking about it, like people were talking about that fucking, if they did ban VV, there was more infinite combos you could do out of Avatar with VV.
Oh, gosh.
So, yeah, you could do it with Co.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So it's like, it's just one of those things that like they print these cards they're not thinking. And the other thing I think too is like they're printing these cards that are like, and this has been happening for years, but I think it's happening infinitely worse now. Is you're printing these cards that are direct to commander,
Mm. Yeah.
and it it's showing
Hmm.
like Vivi. I think should have, like we talked about in the last episode, that Vivi should have been just a commander card,
Yeah.
and this would have not been a discussion. But yet it's not, and so it's in these formats. Like I think at Pioneer, people were trying to break it.
I wouldn't be surprised if that
And I think one of
comes
the
up.
things, well,
Yeah.
and then what I'm getting at is I think too the thing about Pioneer is people are trying to break it because nobody's looking at Pioneer.
Yeah, that's
That
true.
when you turn the spotlight on Pioneer and you're like, hey guys, this has to be in Pioneer. Like when you have to play Pioneer for your invite, you know, I think people will stop playing the generic Phoenix list and stuff like that. And people are going to look at the format and try to break it.
Right. I agree.
So I don't know. That's just my my take.
No. I that totally makes sense. But yeah. I thought I didn't think props would be touched. I thought there would be the kind of the blue red deck that
I mean,
that that comes
I
out
will
of
also
it.
share
But
real quick. I am
yeah.
happy that Cauldron, because I know I said in the last one that um I am happy that Cauldron is around because there are decks that get to utilize it. That is the cool way Cauldron, like we talked about the plants deck and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
The root stack. Yeah.
That I think that stuff is cool. I like that a lot. That's what Cauldron should be for. Cauldron should not be, oh, it's this busted like VV deck.
Right. Yeah. 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 And I think, and we have it till I think that rotates in 2027, like the next rotation. I don't know the exact sets, um, but yeah, it was funny. We were talking about profs was they didn't like think about the surrounding cards and formats that really cracked that card open to be busted. It reminds me of like Hogak when they like because Jerry T wrote an article on this and about Hogak, and he didn't know Citrus Supplier was going to be in the standard set just before it. You know, an awesome enabler for Hogak, and who knows what that would look like if we didn't have Citrus Supplier when Hogak was out. But that was like a very good card that they didn't know about, and that was made Hogak just incredibly powerful when that was illegal in Modern. But that's kind of a similar example.
Yeah.
Um, So last one, I guess there's nothing else with profs I care to talk about. Uh, so Screaming Nemesis was the third one. This one surprised me a little bit. I told a few people that I thought when VV's gone, decks could kind of just because red would still just be kind of the obvious best deck that people would think because that was the other best deck or maybe the best deck. And we like there'd be more life game or more respect to just like this glaring red deck that's really good or whatever. But WotC decided to just get rid of Screaming Nemesis. I think the best red creature that they played, and now they don't have it anymore because they
I
banned
mean,
it.
I will say the creature like is just inherently annoying.
Yeah.
Like you can't block it, you can't do anything about it. They could just fucking whatever that red spell that deals damage. It's like 4 damage to a creature.
Oh, or the witch
Yeah, Witch
frenzy.
Stalker Frenzy.
Witch,
You just
yeah,
get to do that
that's
to
5
it.
damage. That's 5
Or
also.
5, yeah. So you just get to do that to it.
Yeah.
Like it's so annoying. And
Yeah.
also like, what's the best thing against red? Life gain. Well, this card just turns that off.
Yeah, they may just burst lightning it just to keep it alive.
Like in
and
response
just
to your
go upstairs.
Beza, they'll just be
Yeah.
like, burst lightning this.
Mm-hmm.
Your Beza enters, it's cool. I don't care anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Enjoy your fish. I don't know.
Yeah, and then you still can't block this thing.
Yeah.
Like it's still just this unblockable 3/3. It's
That. Yeah, people played Aegis Turtle as an O5, so it did no damage, so you could block with it. That was the only that was like the only good answer outside of just like black base removal, non-damage base removal. That was the only thing that was good against Screaming Nemesis. So when that, like that, it was just a doom counter. It's so hard to really deal with that card. So I overall like with bans, I'm always just like more happy that's the case. And I thought I'm glad they did this because this was kind of the scary card. Uh, outside of VV. So now red gets worse. I don't know how much worse it gets, but
Yeah, it's hard to say because like red doesn't need much, right?
yeah,
Like,
they banned two cards just a little while ago. Two cards. They banned Rage. Oh,
well,
and they
rage in
and
the mouse.
Heartfire. Yeah, and now they banned Screaming Nemesis. So red has been pretty strong, and now it's weaker or whatever. I hear a lot of chatter about not banning Kaido. That's probably the last like
I think they
newsworthy
should have. If
thing.
they were going to ban something for Demir, that should have been the Curiosity.
Yeah, Curiosity. There were a lot of people were talking about like Kai, and I was like, oh, it's a 3 of in a deck that I commonly board out because if it's well, in this case, it was like red decks, they just go wide and go around it or may not give a shit, and like green or like Arbor decks,
Boroid.
they play creatures like Sentinel and like Lana War Elves and Arboroid, and they're just getting so big. It's like Kaido, I'm not racing that. I need to deal with their shit. Kaido it's hard to tap out for something like that. So I never like, I would board stuff like that out and just try to play control, like a control role in that format. So I'm like, Kaido is, a lot of times it's not in post board games. Curiosity is, though. In many games, that's kind of the way I want to fight back is into deal like deal damage or whatever
Well, also
and
like
draw cards and
instant
stuff like
speed,
that.
4 mana, 4/3.
Yeah, there's play times it's just like it's also nice if you have the Soulless Sanctuary where it's like, oh, they're just passing to do that, or maybe they'll have black removal and it's like, no, it's just this really good flash creature. So yeah, I kind of agree with you. Like that's the good card in Demir. Kaido is obviously really good, but uh, Curiosity is the card that I leaned on way harder post board.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know if I'm not surprised either way. I don't. I think there are other good decks, so I don't think it was necessarily they had to do this. Like Screaming Nemesis was like more of a problem or something that maybe needed to be in check more than Demir.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we'll see, but I mean, unfortunately, I say we'll see, and then the bannings are going to take forever if there's a problem, blah blah whatever.
Right? Yeah, we don't have a BNR until February,
Ugh.
and just like this one, I'm sure they're gonna stick to that schedule. So, um, happy or unhappy, that's probably gonna be a schedule. But yeah, I thought this was fine and really good. And yeah, I guess if Kaido is a problem, then they can ban it in the future. But I don't think it's going to be nearly a VV problem at its worst. I think it'll just be
Yeah.
whatever. I think there's other decks that can beat up Demir, or they beat me at least. Like Arbor decks are pretty good. I'm going to switch to like Kona decks. I'm definitely. I wanted to try those decks like Kona
You've been
Omniscience.
so high on it lately. You don't stop
Mhm.
talking about it.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm high on it. I'm playing the crap out of it and having a lot of fun. And I'm playing that. I'm going to put in some hours on that deck too. So, yeah, but that's all I got with standard. Yeah, are you good with standard?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess last is modern, no changes. Were you surprised that they didn't ban Amulet?
No, I didn't think they were going to touch modern.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, bug it, that'd been funny.
Sure.
I would have laughed pretty hard if they banned Amulet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, chill.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have laughed super hard at you if they just were like, yeah, fuck it, just get rid of it. No, I mean, I would think Ephemerate should go before Amulet goes.
Really? Okay. Ephemerate, it's crazy. It's a crazy card.
It's just so annoying with everything you get to do with it.
Yeah. I mean, my thought was, I've said this before. I don't think I said it last time, but I think there was like some, like my logic kind of checked out a little bit, where I said if they're gonna ban something Amulet, if they thought it was just like a little too good, and it is like on the edge of too good, I think I'll admit that.
Yeah, I think it's close.
Like I don't think they're just gonna hit the Amulet figure. I don't think that's gonna happen.
No, but that'd be funny.
It would
Would
not,
eliminate
not
the
to
problem.
everyone, Cole.
It would eliminate the problem.
Well, yeah, there's. I mean, sure. What I would say is I thought they would ban Aftermath Analyst or Lotus Field if there was if they had a no like if because we talked. I think a hot take we both have is Michael Lattice was a. I don't think that's a power level ban. It was just like a play experience ban. I think the
Yeah,
card was
and there are people that
overall kind
argue
of
that it
fine.
was a power level ban.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but it was often like if you're just activating Karn multiple times in that era, you're gonna win the game. This was just a quick
Yeah, I
way
mean,
to do
honestly,
it.
people wanted Card liquid metal coating banned for
Mhm.
forever because that felt awful.
Yeah,
When your opponent's like, yeah, cast the liquid metal coating, and you're like, oh, okay, well, if I don't kill this Karn right now,
yeah. So I
like,
thought, yeah. So I thought it was kind of more. If they did, it would be more of a ban of like play experience, just like KCI was half a play experience and spectator experience, I guess, where it's just boring that you see them doing random head gestures to say, "Look, this is infinite mana. You are dead," and then the commentary had to poorly explain it how they are dead based on the board state, and it just sucked as you're watching this game. Like this game is so stupid
yeah,
as a spectator, but KCI I think was also a really strong combo deck too, so that was part of it too. But I think it was also just like
I mean,
the
I agree with that.
big
I
thing.
think it was a big play experience thing for KCI. It was like,
Yeah,
it wasn't fun to sit across, and it wasn't fun to watch.
right. And I think Titan, you could argue it has similarities where it's like I'm doing look here. I'm at this point. This is infinite mana because I will do this thing infinite time, and you just like you see hands waving, and it's kind of like very very similar to KCI. And if they wanted to remove that, I could totally understand it. They kind of said in the article about Modern how they liked it and like the format broadly. And they talked about Amulet. They talked about how a lot of games in Houston went really late in the game and late in
Yeah.
the time. They went to turns on
English?
words. Call help. I
I,
broke.
yeah.
And they said that, and these are just like a lot of people that are playing Aim at Titan maybe don't know the loops very well, or they're kind of thinking through these complicated lines because they didn't play it a lot, and they're kind of afraid of solitude or insert interaction point. So they just play the deck slowly, and
Sure.
I'm no exception to this. I have this problem myself where I kind of at times play the deck a little slowly. So I kind of was like, they said that I was like, oh, I had a good take. It was kind of like it was about speed and play experience. I thought more than it was power level. So that was my takeaway, and I also said two was Modern has a lot of decks that are just really good and that can win. Like there's times where Ruby Storm in the tournament I played in was the overall winner, and I see Goro's Vengeance. I saw a lot of Neo brand decks that did well in a challenge recently too, and like I think a recent challenge had 3 Storm decks in the top 4. And decks the other all sorts
Yeah.
of decks are winning, so that's like a good sign.
The format seems fine. That
Yeah,
would be my thing. Is like, I get that people hate certain decks. Like, I'm not the biggest Titan fan. I'm not going to defend
yeah,
it. I think Titan could use a nerf if it got better. Like the
sure,
whole aftermath analyst thing. Like, I was fine when Titan had to attack you to kill you.
sure,
But yeah, I mean, the format seems fine.
right. And that's my take. Is it is there are a lot of good decks, and kind of speaking on that, like I think Ruby Storm is also a good deck, like because it does beat up Titan and it does have a lot of good matchups. The Simic Ritual deck, which was on your short list to play at Houston itself,
I almost
is
did.
now
That deck is super sick.
yeah, and I think that deck is really good too, and it clowns Amulet like in most scenarios, and there are decks that have a positive win rate against Amulet. I think that's just it is probably the best deck, but it's definitely a beatable deck. You just need to probably focus a little bit more on beating that deck.
Yeah.
And you probably is like you could do that however many ways. Like Ashiok is a deck or card that should have been played more in Houston. I'll just say that pretty confidently. That is a great hoser for the deck. And I think there'll be more Ashioks registered at Vegas in a few weeks too.
Yeah, Vegas is soon.
Vegas, yeah, it's in not this weekend, but the following weekend from the moment of recording. And I think Simic Ritual is also a deck that it's a good metagame deck for the weekend too. I think it's a good deck. I think it's like a better choice than Amulet, I would actually say. So that's my take at least. Or Ruby Storm. Cole, if you're going, play Ruby Storm.
No, I would play Storm. If I was going, I would play Storm.
Yeah. That was my take. Like I think Modern is really good, and there's a lot of really good decks, and I'll like Titan is the best deck by just a little bit, but I think there's a lot of good decks. And okay, I was blabbering a lot. Do you have anything to add with Modern?
No.
Okay. Cool. Well, I don't want to talk about any other formats unless you do. Like Entomb, like
I mean, I'll just go over Legacy real quick.
Sure.
First off, it's funny that Nadu got banned, so it's banned everywhere that it could be played except for Vintage. We talked about that a little bit ago.
Yep.
So I think that's hilarious. And then Entomb getting banned is finally like Reanimator needed something gone. It was too good in that format forever. So
did they ban like so many cards?
They slightly kept banning stuff like Frog and stuff like that, and then they just never did anything. And finally, they're like, "Fuck it." So hey, they're looking at it. So
yeah.
So that's my take for that.
Okay. Cool, and that's the format. Oh, High Tide. I think that was recently unbanned.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't it?
I think so. I don't really keep too much of Pauper. I know there's a lot of. I feel like there's like a niche interest of that. I feel like if you go to a Pauper tournament like at Houston, which I think fired with a lot of people.
Yeah, it was like a 1K, right?
Yeah, I feel like the average Pauper player, if you just walked up to them like, "Hey, what deck you want? I have 4 or whatever," and you could probably
they're like $40 decks.
Yeah.
They're cheap. They're cheap as shit. So it's a pretty fun format.
Yeah, it is. The decks are really good too. Like,
yeah, it's Legacy Light. It's little baby Legacy.
Right. And yeah, I'm just like glancing at Goldfish. There's one deck that's cost more than $100. Everything's like 50, like maybe like 60, $80.
Yeah.
A few $90 decks. It's just like you just like build 2 or 3 decks for $300 or whatever. And yeah, it's like it's awesome. So yeah. So I guess that's all I got, Cole.
That's all I got.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll call it there. Thanks everyone for checking us out. We'll see you guys next time.
Later.